This is Jarrett. I'm playing Oxygen Not Included, and in this episode we're going to produce plastic and steel. So let's get started. So first thing I'm going to need with plastic is oil to pump into my main world. I'm going to make sure that I do not pump any oil that is zombie spores, otherwise when it gets refined it's going to go into the atmosphere. I'm going to send some gold magma over from my main base so that I can build my pump out of it, so it's going to get a plus 50 overheat temperature rating. Alright, now that I've got some gold magma here, I'm going to build a liquid pipe pump out of it. I will power it in. Mostly using insulated pipes here because that crude oil is really hot and there's no need of overheating the middle of the base. So I'm bringing that in, connecting it to the other world, and I'm going to place a polymer press. So I'm looking around to find a place to put the polymer press. And the thing about this is going to produce heat, like a lot of heat. So I'm going to want to put that next to my cold biome to be able to absorb some of that heat. So I'm going to plug that in. And then I'm going to find a place to put a oil refinery, because this thing does not take crude oil. It takes petroleum, so I have to convert it first. So I'm just choosing a location about halfway in, anywhere between the teleporter and that initial polymer press. Now this is not going to be the long-term location of my refinery. It's a temporary. I just need to produce a little bit of plastic, and then we're going to move both these machinery in the next episode, where I show you how to drastically reduce the amount of heat that comes from this machine and the metal refinery. Now let's get that constructed. So while that's being built, I also want to construct steel. And I need lime from that, so I need a rock crusher. I'm going to put in it here because I'm bringing in fossil from the other world close to this location. That's why I'm reconstructing a new one. And I'm going to be turning fossil into lime at this location. The polymer press does tend to run hot. I'm going to have a little bit of automation that determines if it does get too hot in the area, it'll turn off. Crude oil is just starting to be pumped towards my home base, so that's perfect. That's going to be heading towards the oil refinery and then polymer press. Just directing my dupes to start collecting fossil instead of lead. I've got enough lead and I really need some fossil to be able to ultimately produce steel. And I'm just killing some time over here by removing some water, taking it to a different location, because I'm going to want this space in the next episode. So after the crude oil goes through the refinery, petroleum comes out, and that goes into this machine. I'm finally able to start to produce some plastic. And I'm only going to produce a very little bit of plastic. I just want 800 kilograms. Notice I'm hovering over the steam engine. I want that in the next episode. So what I'm going to do in the next episode is actually show you a mechanism to drastically reduce the heat that's coming from this machine, as well as the metal refinery. So that's going to make a huge difference for our production line going forward. So I have a rock crusher here to produce one of the ingredients of steel, and that is lime. So fossil is being dropped off in this area. I've told them to put it in the bin, and now I'm instructing them to start creating lime in that rock crusher. So another ingredient of steel is refined carbon. So you can make that with a kiln. Produces a lot of heat. That's why I'm putting it up in the cold zone. It only requires coal as the input, so I'm putting a bin there for the coal. And then I'll be able to have two of the ingredients already. The third ingredient is iron. I could either produce iron from iron ore, or I can find it in the world. And there is already a little bit of iron at the bottom of this base, so I've already dug that out and have access to that. So at this point, I have everything I need to produce a little bit of steel. I'm just waiting for my refined carbon and lime to be created. A note on that, you're going to need significantly more lime in the refined carbon, which means you're going to have to dig out a lot of fossil if you want to generate a significant amount of steel. Now you can produce lime from eggshells as well as poke shells. but they're just much harder to come by at this point of the game. So we just had our first piece of steel that was created, 100 kilograms. We've got that along with some plastic. We've got 800 kilograms. So the fact that we have 800 kilograms of plastic is just perfect, because I'm going to use exactly that along with some steel to significantly reduce the amount of heat that's coming from the metal refinery and from the polymer press. I'm going to show you that in the very next episode. I hope to see you there.